This is a regularly called and convened Greer City Council meeting, having duly assembled this evening, June the 23rd, 2026. I would like to ask you to join us for an invocation in the Pledge of Allegiance offered this evening by Councilman Paul Lamb. If you'd like to participate, please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we come before you today with gratitude for the privilege of serving the people of Greer. We ask for your presence in this room and your guidance over every discussion and decision made here tonight. Grant our council and all who serve this city the wisdom to discern what is right, the courage to choose what is just, and the humility to place the needs of our community above all else. Help us work together with clarity, compassion, and integrity as we seek the best path forward for the people of Greer. We ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. I'm not exactly sure how to convey this to the people at home, but we are not showing live this evening. We've got some technical difficulties on the YouTube side, and we are recording and will edit and have the meeting available. But just checked with those folks from our IT department, and apparently the YouTube side is still trying to figure out what the issue is, and so anybody says anything to you about they weren't able to watch us live, we are sorry, but wasn't anything that was under our control. So we'll move along with the meeting tonight, and hopefully the hundreds and hundreds of people that watch our council meeting live will not be too disappointed, and we'll be able to do it live the next time we gather. Anybody to appear in public forum this evening, Ms. Duncan?
No, sir.
With that, then, we will move to the minutes of the council meeting at June the 9th, 2026. I'll entertain a motion to those be received.
So moved.
And a second. Any items of note for the clerk? Hearing none, Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Arrowood,
Yes.
Mr. Booker,
Yes.
Mr. Hopper,
Yes.
Mr. Lander,
Yes.
Mr. Bettis.
Yes.
Mr. Lamb.
Yes.
Mayor Danner.
Yes. Council, we've got a couple of special recognitions this evening. And so the first one this evening it involves Mr. Scott Keeley, and I'm going to ask him to join me at the front, if he will, please. We recognize anniversaries and do that on a fairly regular basis, and it reminds us sometimes of how many employees that we do have and how many of them have been with us for a long time. And Scott is one of those employees, and we appreciate what he has done for the city, and he has seen the city grow, and he has grown with it as well too. And we really appreciate what he has done to help our fire department and the city grow. And his work as a fire marshal has been greatly respected, and we appreciate all that he has done for the city. And so tonight we are announcing Scott's retirement, well earned to say the least. And this is a certificate of appreciation which says, "Congratulations upon your retirement from the City of Greer, presented in appreciation of 38 years of dedicated service to the City of Greer, September the 10th, 1987 to June 19th, 2026, to Mr. Scott Keeley, given in Greer, South Carolina, this 23rd day of June 2026. Please join me in a round of applause.
to thank y'all, and I thank the City of Greer for the opportunity. It seemed like it's been a short 38 years, I'm never coming on. I actually, as I was telling somebody earlier, counting my volunteer and junior firefighter years, it's since I've been here since '82, so it's been a long time. So, no, I appreciate it. It's been a great ride. I would recommend this place to anybody. So, thank you, Mike.
We appreciate it. Thank you, Scott.
I didn't get a chance to speak before Ms. Middleton will speak tonight, but we do have another special guest, and that is Ms. Anne Marie Middleton. Ms. Middleton is the Greenville County Schools Board of Trustees for Area 18, which includes the bulk of the Greer schools in this area. And while she has been in that position for a bit of time, she would like to introduce herself, certainly to our council and our community, as she seeks to help the citizens with issues that they may have, or information they may need, or simply just to know who their representative is. So, Ms. Middleton, the floor is yours, ma'am.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to Scott. Thank you. So I really haven't prepared anything really specific, but I have a few notes just to talk a little bit about what I've done and who I am a little bit. I have been on the school board for 3 years. I represent Greer and the surrounding communities. It's a really large area. And I actually live in Spalding Farm, if any of you know where that is, which is in the southern tip of the area for the school, okay? And the northern tip is basically Greenville High School. So all the schools in between, and also over towards Riverside, Buena Vista Elementary, and Oakview Elementary, and many, many schools in Area 18. When I first decided to run for school board, that was 3 years ago, and I don't even know what made me do it. It was just something I thought, I think I want to do that. I had been a teacher. I did teach at J.L. Mann for a couple of years, and when I first started out my career, I taught in Situate, Massachusetts, and I was a biology and chemistry teacher in high school. So after that, I ended up going, I had a lot of different little careers, but I ended up going in the FBI, and I came here about 23 years ago and ran the FBI in the upstate. So I had a lot of involvement with Greer. I was working a lot with the Greer Police Department, Dean Crisp and all that for all those years. And then I retired in, I don't know, I can't even remember when I retired. It was so long ago. It was like 15 years. It was a long time ago. It was like 10 years ago. But then I just thought, well, maybe I'd like to do something to be more meaningful, do some other things, right? So I got involved with this, and I totally love it. And I'm learning a lot about Greer. I apologize a little bit for not coming to more of these meetings, but we actually have our school board meetings on the second Tuesday and the last Tuesday of the month. So that's when we have our meetings. I found it very interesting. I have, as far as school goes, I have a lot of ideas, I guess, about what we should be doing and where we should be. I'm very focused on safety. Probably from my past with the FBI, I'm very focused on safety and security. I'm also very focused on getting back to the basics with our kids. I would like to see reinvigoration of things like cursive. I find that so many students don't really know how to write or have good penmanship or have any penmanship. And so that's one of the things I'm kind of pushing. Literacy, that type of thing. Anyways, that's just a little bit about, I'm sort of old-fashioned, I guess, in that way. Anyways, I've started coming up to Greer a lot just to see how the city has changed since I came here. And it's amazing. It's just, we have so much fun. We go, my husband and I, we go to, some of the restaurants, and it's really a great place. I love the schools up here. It's just really fun. I have 3 daughters. They all went to, well, 2 of them went to JL Man. One went to a school in Virginia. They all went to Clemson. They're married. I have 4 grandchildren. I have twin daughters, and my twins just had babies in December, so I'm actually taking care of one of my granddaughters. Her name is Winnie. She's 6 months old, so busy with that. But one of the things I wanted to get a chance to meet everyone and talk to everybody, and so you know who I am. But I want to encourage everybody to reach out to me, to call me. My number is on the internet and all that. And I really will work very hard to try to investigate and determine what is going on and with whatever the issue is, and get back to you right away and try to address any issues that come up, good or bad. So please feel free to call me. I mean that very, very sincerely. I'm not doing I take this job very seriously. Really, really worry about our students, making sure everything is safe and that they're learning and that they're in a good place. So that's basically all. Anyway, so thank you very much for letting me come and meet everyone and talk to you all.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Council, your departmental reports are contained in your packet. Mr. Klein joins us this evening for an overview of the finance activity report. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Financial performance summary as of May 2026. Starting in the general fund, we had a cash balance of $25,697,000. Year-to-date revenues of $53,337,000. Year-to-date expenditures of $50,163,000, and currently 4% under budget. There is a favorable revenue benchmark variance of $3,545,000, an unfavorable expenditure benchmark variance of $850,000, for an overall favorable benchmark variance of $2,730,000. Moving on to hospitality fund, there was a cash balance of $2,866,000. Year-to-date revenues of $3,716,000, and year-to-date expenditures of $3,467,000. Finally, stormwater fund, cash balance of $4,476,000. Year-to-date revenues of $1,570,000, and year-to-date expenditures of $1,064,000. That, be happy to stand for any questions.
Council?
Do you think it's helpful, now I know if you look at all the documents, you can figure it out, but when you talk about the benchmarks, and I know the benchmarks a lot of times are just purely a result of the timing
Yes, sir.
in our calendar year. Is that, do you think that's helpful? Because you'll say, well, we've got a negative expenditure or a negative income. Is that?
I think the benchmark variances are very helpful on the front end of the year for the first 6 months of the year, especially when we haven't been receiving revenue, right? Because bulk of our revenue comes in January, February. I think that's where it's more helpful. The expenditure side, it kind of, throughout the year, it shouldn't change too much, all things considered. So that's a good question. I think that's where it's more helpful, is on the front end of the fiscal year.
Along that same line, do we track in terms of percentage of tax notices mailed to completed in that process?
We get that information more at the end of the fiscal year, kind of more in August, whenever, both counties are able to get us that information. We track it for budget as far as, looking to make sure budget to actuals, which are looking good, but that final number more so comes a little bit after the fiscal year end.
So from
and is
your
included in
office's
the audit.
perspective, we're where we need to be in terms of
Yes, sir.
collection?
Yep, absolutely. We're consistent with where we have been.
Okay, good deal. Others?
One other question or comment, and it's more, it kind of combines Mr. Merriman's, his time, but I know Greenville County Council is considering doing a 1% tax for roads.
Greenville City Council. Greenville City Council.
Greenville County Council.
Oh, the
Well,
county, oh,
county.
you're talking about not the cities, not under the new penny, okay.
It's the
Yes.
PSL state, yes.
I know the city of Greenville is going to do the same thing.
Okay, but the
Yes.
county has to, or they, I don't know if they will, but they're talking about.
That's right.
If there is any way that we can find out how, if that were to pass, what their plan is, how to distribute that money. Because I think they will admit that most of that 1% will be collected within the municipalities of the county. But in the past, how it's been distributed is not.
Yes, sir.
It's not that way,
Yes,
so.
sir.
Understand, that would affect our,
Yep, sure.
our budget, all kinds of things.
Yes, sir.
Others? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Merriman?
Mr. Mayor, council, thank you. Just, in case you weren't aware, Freedom Blast is this weekend, and it is one of the biggest, whatever, it's the best. It's the best one in the state because we have the best staff putting on the best festival in the state. But don't miss this Saturday's Freedom Blast beginning at 6 o'clock. Family-friendly fun, food vendors, activities for kids, live music. We honor our service members with a special military tribute at 6:30. The skydivers are always very, very popular. And then the whole night concludes with fireworks at 10 o'clock. So for a full schedule and list of activities, you can go to freedomblast.org. Farmers Market is still in full swing this Sunday from 11 to 2. And then if you haven't noticed over on Randall Street, the Blank Canvas Mural Company is working on the mural on the side of the Davenport building. This is, when it's completed, will be a celebration of Greer's 150th, which we're obviously going through the sesquicentennial right now, highlighting our past as well as our future. And I would be remiss not to congratulate Caroline Robertson, Executive Director of Greer Relief. She was presented with the Order of the Palmetto last week, which is the highest civilian honor in South Carolina. Recognizes a lifetime of service and dedication to the community. And I hope she's listening or will listen tomorrow. I'm going to compliment her. She's young. So it's a lifetime of service, but she's got a lot of years left to continue to serve this community. So I want to encourage everybody, if they see Caroline or know Caroline, to drop her a note congratulating her for her work. Mr. Mayor, council, that concludes my report.
From her comments, I don't think she's planning on retiring anytime soon.
I didn't think so.
Council, we do need to back up, and I'll ask Mr. Merriman. We had some internal discussions about the pilot watershed study Phase 2 project in the presentation this evening. Do you want to bring us up to date on that, sir?
Yeah, I apologize. Rolling into the presentation, yes, council will need to take action on this, and we need to do a little more legwork preparing the actionable item. So we are going to push this presentation, hopefully to the next council meeting, at which time y'all will take action on that. So this evening, at your pleasure, we will table this particular presentation and move on to the next item, sir.
Yeah, Council, we had already had some discussion about that, and I got a little ahead of myself. I don't think we need to take an official vote on on holding it over, but it will come back before us at an upcoming meeting.
Yes, sir.
With that, then, we'll go to boards and commissions, appointments. Board of Zoning Appeals, District 3. Anybody to recommend in that regard? Sir?
Mr. Mayor, need one more meeting to finalize this appointment. Hopefully have somebody for our first meeting in July.
Thank you, sir. Greenville-Spartanburg International Airport Environs Planning Commission, Spartanburg County Representative Miles Nason. Mr. Nason has agreed to serve another term. I'll need to ask someone if they will enter his name as for a renomination.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion in that regard?
How long has he served? He's been on there a while.
He has been on there a long time. I don't know, but
23rd.
Yeah, 20 years at least.
20 years at least, yeah, something like that.
He does a real good job.
He has been, he's been very instrumental in that and attends the meetings, and we appreciate his service for sure. Other comments? Hearing none. Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Earwood,
Yes.
Mr. Booker,
Yes.
Mr. Hopper,
Yes.
Mr. Lander,
Yes.
Mr. Bettis.
Yes.
Mr. Lamb,
Yes.
Mayor Danner.
Yes. Council, let's move to items of new business this evening, the first of which is the final reading of Resolution 15, 2026. This is a resolution to approve the cooperative agreement between Greenville County and the municipality of Greer to obtain urban county status with the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development and to appoint the Greenville County Redevelopment Authority, GCRA, as its agent for the purpose of administering any grant funds received as a result of the agreement. Mr. Cahill joins us for this conversation and explains what that will mean to us, and the floor is yours, sir.
Hey, thank you, Mayor Danner, Mayor Pro Tem, honorable council members. Before you tonight, like the mayor said, is the Urban County Agreement, also called the Cooperation Agreement. This is between Greenville County and GCRA. Greenville County does manage the community development funding on behalf of Greer, and they do this through a cooperative agreement with the Greenville County Redevelopment Authority. Planning and Development does recommend executing the cooperative agreement, resolution, and letter of affirmation this evening to continue this arrangement through the next 3 federal fiscal years. To answer any questions about this agreement, Francisco Arnaiz from GCRA is here to answer any questions you might have. That's all staff has at this time.
Thank you. For the purpose of discussion, I'll entertain a motion to receive.
So moved.
Second.
And a second. So the floor is open for discussion or questions.
This is no change to the current agreement, correct? I mean, as far as the way it's being applied, right?
There's no change to the current agreement. The only difference is there's an auto renew in 2029 that you can opt out or renew.
Others? Discussion? Questions? Comments? Hearing none, Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Earwood,
Yes.
Mr. Booker,
Yes.
Mr. Hopper,
Yes.
Mr. Lander,
Yes.
Mr. Bettis,
Yes.
Mr. Lamb,
Yes.
Mayor Danner.
Yes. Did he already leave? He was. He had his little helper with him back there somewhere. He had his son. Oh, there you are. Thank you for being here this evening. We appreciate it. Okay, thank you. And your assistant. Tell him we appreciate him coming as well, too. Item 2 this evening is the first and final reading of Resolution number 16-2026. This is a resolution authorizing a lease purchase agreement, Series 2026, in the principal amount of not exceeding $3,202,809 relating to the financing of vehicles, equipment for municipal purposes, authorizing the execution and delivery of documents including the lease agreement and providing for related matters. Mr. Klein, please.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. We do have this resolution every year after budget is officially passed for our lease purchase for the following year. So this is the last item that we need in order to close on our FY27 lease purchase. The items were presented to you all during budget, and budget was passed, and we just need to get this last resolution approved. With that, be happy to stand for any questions.
For the purpose of discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
And a second. Floor is open.
This is for city vehicles?
It's not just city vehicle, all capital equipment that was presented during, but yes, sir.
Okay.
This is the Fund 10 purchases that we went through in the budget.
During the budget,
This is all
okay.
Fund 10. And Mr. Mayor, if I may just interject, editorialize a little bit here. I want to congratulate Chris and his staff. This is probably the earliest we will close on this lease purchase bond that we've, in years. I think we close, pending approval this evening, I think on the 9th.
Yes, sir.
Of
9th.
July. And so that, in effect, allows us to order the equipment that much faster, get it put into service quicker, servicing the citizens and our needs. So congratulations, Chris. Thank you very much for that work.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Others?
Mr. Mayorman, does our new rating, does it affect the cost of that?
Our bond rating does come into effect on this, yes, sir.
So did
Yeah.
it help?
Because obviously we're paying interest on this, and so the principal amount of $3 million isn't substantial compared to, obviously, our issuance with the Fort Greer project, but our content, the timeliness of paying this debt off, all of that stuff is part and parcel to our Moody's and Standard & Poor rating. So yes, it's all in the mix. But does this impact the
benefit?
It does benefit us, yes, sir.
Okay, saving-
And I can get you some more breakdown of
just-
what that is, yes, sir.
Saving dollars,
yes.
right? I got you, great.
Yes, sir.
Comments? Questions? Further discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Arrowood,
Yes.
Mr. Booker,
Yes.
Mr. Hopper,
Yes.
Mr. Lander,
Yes.
Mr. Bettis,
Yes.
Mr. Lamb,
Yes.
Mayor Danner.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item 3 this evening is the award recommendation of Project 2027-001. This is road improvements. The City of Greer Engineering Department solicited sealed bids from qualified offers for McElrath Road improvements. The project cost was estimated at $425,000 and was budgeted in the paving fund. Mr. Grant.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and Council. You may be familiar with McElrath Road. It runs between Old Woodruff Road and Victor Avenue. If you're not familiar with it, I have a picture up here on the big screen. As you can see, it's about 15, 16 feet wide. The Ryder Junction Apartments, when they came along a few years ago, it highlighted the need for this project, and the developers were required at that time to contribute $150,000 toward the widening of McElrath. As plans were being prepared, another proposed development started, planning to develop the parcel outlined in blue on your map, which is making the need for this widening all the more important. The project limits are from Old Woodruff Road to Maple Drive. That's a length of approximately 1,771 linear feet, and it will widen the road to 24 feet total pavement width. Our procurement department solicited bids publicly for this project. A mandatory pre-bid meeting was held on May 7th with 7 contractors attending. Bids were opened on May 28th. 2 bids were received as shown in your bids, on the bid summary in your packet. The proposed cost allocation as shown in your packet is Ryder Junction will contribute $150,000. What we expect, the proposed development outlined in blue there to contribute $79,730. And then the remaining estimated city cost would be $367,385.50 for the total of $597,115.50. I would note the estimated city cost is lower than the $425,000 that we had budgeted in the road paving fund. Staff did confirm references for the contractor, and we recommend approval to award a contract to Civil Pros Incorporated in the amount of $597,115.50 for this project, and I'll try to answer any questions you may have.
For the purpose of discussion, I'll entertain a motion
So moved.
Second.
and a second. Floor is open for discussion.
Is the, it just hit me that there's going to be a lot of traffic that uses this road just from the existing residences and the new proposed development. Is there any reason for us at this point to look at traffic slowing or traffic calming methods that we could
Not at this point.
pre-engineer into it? I mean,
Not at this point, I don't think so. I mean, we don't have any data or anything on, I mean, the road's just 15 feet wide now. I'm sure that's traffic calming enough.
Are you saying, you're asking Mr. Airwood, if as we work through the design phase of it, would we pre-install
yes, sir.
any kind of traffic calming?
Right, because, you know, we can look at existing roads and we know when some projects come online, that's going to become a cut-through. Or it's going to generate a lot of foot traffic, people walking from just moving in. Will this have sidewalks?
No, sir.
And I'm wondering if, you know, maybe we should consider something like that. I mean, I know we've got, we'll have sidewalks in the new subdivision, you've got it in the apartments, but just trying to see if we ought to be thinking that way before we.
We can look into it, but.
Yeah, I mean, I think in this particular case, as we look to make improvements to roads, expand the width of roads, et cetera, we understand obviously that we're going to induce demand on those roads. The question then becomes, to your point, is it something we get ahead of and put traffic calming devices in the road as it's expanded? I think,
or even sidewalks, not because, this is just from experience. I've seen, we have, at one end of the road that we live on an apartment complex, and on the other end, we have, not condominiums, but townhomes.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of foot traffic with individuals and entire families just walking their animals up and down the road, it becomes a kind of a safety thing. If you know, maybe we should look at sidewalks and then potential for other methods to make sure it just doesn't get out of control, and then we're kind of.
I don't disagree. I think as we look at our engineering manuals, as we looked at all that, updating all of that stuff, I think those are part and parcel to the discussion. If I'm not mistaken, McElrath is one of those odd prescriptive right-of-way roads in Spartanburg County that doesn't have a mapped right-of-way. For lack of a better term, it's not a platted right-of-way. It's just it was a pig path years and years and years ago. And so that would have been difficult, I think, sidewalks, to use your example, sidewalks, there's no prescriptive right-of-way there. So sidewalks would have made this significantly more expensive, and right-of-way acquisition probably would have been part of the discussion. I hear you. I think that's something we'll definitely consider from an engineering standpoint moving forward. As it pertains to McElrath in particular, I don't think that was possible.
Correct. There's no width out there with the prescriptive problem, like you said.
And we're trying to build a 24-foot
Yes, sir.
road.
Right, and we've got construction easements from all the adjoining property owners.
Yeah.
But it took us a year to get that.
That's the thing.
Purchasing
There's no right-of-way
would've
within
been
which to work.
Another year.
We had to get easements from all the property owners to expand the extra 4 feet on each side.
Yeah.
That's open ditch on both sides down that road.
The question I have here is looks like we're widening the road all the way to Maple Street, which I understand why we're doing that. Have we been in talks with Spartanburg County at all? I mean, we already have crews, equipment mobilized to take that all the way out to, I think that's Victor on that side.
I mean, they're aware we're doing this project, but I don't think they're interested in extending the width at this time. I do know I think they're planning to widen that or replace that culvert at the bottom of the hill just past the end of this project. But as far as road widening, I'm not aware of any plans from the county.
Have we approached them and told them of our plan?
Yes.
And said, hey, this would be a good opportunity
Yes.
for you guys, and they said no?
To give you a little bit of history on this project, the $150,000 that Ryder Junction is putting towards the project, this was actually the first of the annexation agreements that we had completed, I guess now 4 years prior to even the passage of the impact fees. And the intent at the time was to use that 150 as a match for any C funds that may be available on this road. Spartanburg County is not planning at all on you doing any road improvements in the area. So in effect, we're going to go ahead and marshal the 150 that was given to us by Ryder Junction for the improvements on McElrath Road, which is what they were intended for. But to answer your question, we hoped to get more bang for our buck out of Spartanburg County. Spartanburg County is just not in their plan, especially with this capital project sales tax that they've got going on, to do anything in this area. So in an effort to get the project moving, we're just moving.
So, I mean, I would assume that some people go towards Victor, so as soon as they get to Maple, it's gonna turn right back into a 15-foot
Correct.
wide road, and there's safety issues involved with that. There's all kinds of stuff involved with that. I mean, I guess Spartanburg wouldn't say no to us doing it, right? Is there, obviously, that would hit our books. Have we asked how much extra that, I don't know, 250 feet more would be to finish the road out?
Oh, it's a lot more than 250 to.
It's at least as long as
To
that
Victor, that's
stretch.
probably another 2,000 feet, I'd say.
I'll tell you what we can do is just give you an estimate based on what we know, those existing conditions.
About double the length.
Yeah.
It's about double the length.
It's probably
yeah.
double, at least.
Yeah.
And Maple is mainly it's a county, it's all county, right?
It's all county. I think it would be prudent to maybe approach Spartanburg County and ask them again, or, I mean, I don't know. There's gonna be a lot of traffic on that road, and I would assume not everybody's gonna go towards the Greer side. Some people will go towards that Victor Road side.
Like I said, they are planning to widen that culvert, so I'm assuming they do have plans in the future to widen the road, but they're getting the culvert, if I understand it, either this year or next year.
I think we got a ex-DOT guy on council. They can talk to him a little bit, bring him to the table.
Well, we can certainly reach out to them again now that we've got this on the books. We'll make contact with them.
I will.
Yeah. Others.
Sorry. Andy, just kind of, and I know Jay kind of alluded to this earlier with the 1% tax. Is there anything we can do from the city perspective in leveraging? I mean, having these discussions, it's kind of hard for us to get the representation that I feel we should have at the table in Spartanburg County, just to be honest. Is there anything we can do internally, just having conversations with our elected officials, or just to better our chances to make sure that we've got a seat at the table to make sure that we're getting our fair share?
Yeah, I think, obviously, you're asking some political questions. I think I'll leave it up to politicians to give political answers. But I will say this, in all seriousness, I do think that y'all have done a lot in fairness, especially in our involvement with One Spartanburg. I know that was a question that's come up over a number of budget cycles, but we are actually being more intentional in involving ourselves on the Spartanburg side. As you know, we're 60-40 Greenville County, Spartanburg County, but that 40% is going to continue to grow. So we are more and more into Spartanburg County than we've ever been. So y'all have been intentional about the city having a seat at the table and having more involvement both at the county level and the state level. So to answer your question, I think right now we keep on keeping on, keep doing the things that we're doing, and then make the improvements where we can, and then leverage monies that we have. And I'll use Bible Brook Bridge as a perfect example. That won't get done without DOT, the county, us, the developer, all coming together to make that happen. It's going to continue to continuing those relationships is the way I think we're going to get this stuff done.
I think we've made a concerted effort to reach out in Spartanburg. I know Andy and I are attending some of the Spartanburg One meetings and have done that on a regular basis. I know we're trying to keep up with the municipality organization as well too. It certainly will behoove us to keep an eye on this new election, because I think with a change certainly at the chairman's seat, and then possibly some of the others as well too. Spartanburg County's appetite for continued growth may not be as open as they had been in the past. And so there's opportunity though within that. And I think, looking at, road projects and some of the other things that may be available, we're definitely trying to position ourselves in Spartanburg County because quite honestly, as this table knows, the real frontier in terms of growth for the city is going to be in Spartanburg County, and we're going to have to be at the table for most of that. So, yeah, I think I appreciate the concern.
I have a question about the tax that we brought up a little while ago, the road maintenance tax, sales tax. Is that a county? Is that the one we're talking about, Greenville County is looking at?
I'll talk to you about the recent legislation that was passed that allowed municipalities to go to referendum and issue a penny sales tax, and it was passed in counties that don't currently have one. So we would be eligible on the Greenville side for that tax. I know that I believe the city of Fountain Inn, certainly the city of Greenville, is putting efforts to putting that on the ballot this November. Obviously, with the sales tax for this project, there would be a property tax rebate portion of this. But there would need to be an established capital projects list. So that is something that this council can consider moving forward. It would just be in a different election cycle than this one.
Well, I remember back when we passed the 2% tax, it was passed before I got here 30 years ago. The city was kind of put in a position where if we don't pass it, the county's going to pass it and they'll get the money. Mm-hmm. So is this a similar situation?
No, because the way the capital project sales tax program works is that we had Keith Smith, we'd put Keith Smith on that tax commission as the list was being developed. So we did have representation representing us, and I think better part of almost all the way up to Travelers Rest. But the point is that as that list is developed, it is developed scientifically. It's based on a needs-based list. So there's a number of factors that go into that. I'm not overly concerned with roads getting excluded out of Greer because we haven't passed or haven't agreed to some sales tax at all, or some property tax, or whatever you want to call it, because it's going to be needs-based, if that helps. So to your point about 30 years ago having to pass the 2% or you're fresh out of luck, I don't think the way the capital project sales tax legislation works, it's a needs-based, it's not politically based.
What I gleaned from just reading in the news and then watching videos is that Greenville County, they are considering that 1% tax for roads, which always begs the question, where do we fall in getting that? Now, maybe there's some state legislation that says that it has to be so much of it directed back to the municipalities. I don't know. But as another part of it, I think the way it's being pushed at the conversations that I have heard, like I say, in the news, is that if that were to pass, if the referendum were to pass, then they would look at cutting millage from there, which, as we know, they got. I think they have other underfunded things that, like we talk about the EMS response, so I don't know that they're going about it, but I don't know if they're going about it the way we would if we were considering it, but I just want to, if something's going to happen, I would want to make sure that we have all the facts before before they print the ballot.
Absolutely.
And but anyway, that's basically what I've read and seen.
They'll have to present their program of operation of work. I know it'll be roads, green space,
And trails, or the,
and trails. There was public transportation. Seems like one other, but and then the details on the roads would be specified as well, too.
Mr. Grant, kind of circling back to the item before us, Civil Pros, Inc., have they done any work for us in the past?
Actually, they have. Actually did a project for John Gogenauer, like right after John got here. And honestly, I don't remember which project it was, but I found out, yeah, he was familiar with them.
Clearly, we're pleased with that experience.
Yes, and they've recently done some work for Spartanburg County Roads and Bridges, and I've talked to their staff, and yeah, they gave them a thumbs up.
We did only receive 2 bids. Is that an expected number of bids for something like this?
I'm not sure if
Hard to say.
expected or not. Rosalind did reach out to the ones who did not bid, and I think she got 2 responses. One was so busy, couldn't work it in, it's probably too small for them, and the second one couldn't get a commitment out of a subcontractor, wouldn't commit or something, so he was afraid to bid too. So the others we didn't hear from.
Good time to be in the paving business.
Yeah, I think everybody, honestly, they're still catching up from COVID. All our
Yeah.
adjoining neighbors held back, prices shot through the roof right after COVID, and they're still catching up. So we're still catching up from really 2020. So there's a lot of paving work out there, like you said.
Thank you.
I was going to ask about that. You had 7 pre-bids and only received 2 bids, and you got 2 responses from no bids. On this document, it says that we had budgeted $425,000. That's, I would assume, did that take into account the 150 from Ryder Junction and 80,000? Because it's saying here that it's under our budgeted amount out of pocket, but how is that 425,000 calculated?
That was just a cost estimate for the project.
Out of the city's pocket?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
total?
That was,
Yes.
no, that did not include dollars coming from anybody else, from any other spot. That was just
Okay.
the cost to do the work.
So we budgeted 425,000, but our quotes are coming in close to 600,000? Correct?
Correct. But if we get these contributions from the other developers, we'll be actually under budget, so.
Yeah, well, I'm just wondering how,
Well, we've already got one contribution, the other one is still expected.
Well, I think what he's trying to say is what's
Yeah.
that's the explanation for the delta between the budgeted amount and the actual bid amount.
Our cost estimate was $600,000 for the project. We accounted for, when we put the 425 in the budget, we knew that we would also be using the.
Okay, well, there you go.
Okay.
Then that answers
All
that
right.
question. Then
Okay,
that
so-
answers that question.
So
Okay,
the budget out of pocket was
Okay.
425?
okay.
Yes,
Correct.
sorry, yeah.
Okay,
The 80,000 we didn't know about at the time,
okay.
because that project wasn't on.
That's the one we just annexed.
It's new.
Yep.
And it says expected contribution, is that something that it's just by impact fees, right?
Correct.
No, it's not impact fees.
Well,
No,
it's,
it's expected contribution. That's just expected, the verbiage, doesn't matter. That money's going to be there. It was the question, the reason it was, I think, written as expected was the way the 150 from Ryder Junction was under a development agreement, and the question was, could it be used? The answer is yes, it can be used, and so that's where the expected is just superfluous language.
Okay. But it will be there.
It's there, yes.
Okay.
Others? Questions? Comments? Further discussion?
I'm going to reiterate my comment from earlier. I would really love to talk, bring it up to Spartanburg again and let them know they would see substantial cost savings if they were to go through this now. There's all the mobilization costs and stuff that we're going to be incurring, so
Be glad to reach out.
please do.
Further discussion? Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Arrowood,
yes.
Mr. Booker,
Yes.
Mr. Hopper,
Yes.
Mr. Lander,
Yes.
Mr. Bettis,
Yes.
Mr. Lamb,
Yes.
Mayor Danner.
Yes. Council, we have no matters to discuss in executive session. Stand adjourned.